Have you ever been told, your nerves are just dead? You'll have to live with it? I need to start today by gently challenging that statement. As Dr. Christina Serrati, and after years studying circulation and nerve physiology in aging adults, I can tell you this: in most cases, your nerves are not dead. They are starving. There is a big difference. Imagine a houseplant that hasn't been watered in weeks. The leaves droop. The color fades. It looks lifeless. But the roots are still there. The cells are still alive. The plant isn't dead, it's dehydrated. Your peripheral nerves work the same way. Those burning, tingling, electric shock sensations in your feet? That numb, walking on cotton feeling? Those aren't signs of death. They are distress signals. Your nerves are crying out for oxygen. Inside your body are microscopic blood vessels called vasa nervorum. That simply means vessels of the nerves. These vessels are thinner than a strand of hair. They wrap around each nerve fiber and deliver oxygen, glucose, and nutrients, the fuel that keeps nerve signals alive. When those vessels narrow, stiffen, or become clogged, the power supply drops. And when nerves lose power, they don't instantly die. They go into survival mode. Think about your phone when the battery hits 1%. The screen dims. Apps slow down. Eventually it shuts off to conserve energy. But plug it into a charger, and suddenly everything comes back online. That's what I see happening in so many adults over 60. Your nerves aren't gone. They're in low power mode. The real issue is microvascular circulation, tiny blood flow. Even if you don't have diabetes, aging alone can stiffen those vessels. Inflammation thickens the blood. Oxidative stress makes circulation sluggish. Over time, oxygen stops reaching the tips of your toes. When oxygen can't get in, waste products can't get out. That buildup creates irritation inside the nerve cells. And that irritation is what you feel as burning, stabbing, buzzing, or icy cold feet at night. Many treatments focus on numbing the signal. But numbing pain is not the same as restoring flow. It's like putting tape over the low battery warning light. The alert disappears, but the battery is still empty. My approach is different. We don't silence the alarm. We recharge the system. Today, I'm going to walk you step by step through what is really blocking circulation to your nerves, what might be hiding in your kitchen that's making things worse, and the exact biological switches you can flip to bring oxygen back to your feet. Because when the blood flows again, the nerves don't just quiet down. They wake up. And that changes everything. Now that you understand your nerves are starving, not dead, we need to talk about something very uncomfortable. There is a strong chance the blockage isn't random. It may be coming from your own kitchen. Over the years, while studying circulation patterns in adults over 60, I kept noticing a pattern. Many people with cold feet, burning toes, or numb soles were eating what they believed were heart-healthy foods. Low-fat spreads. Store-bought salad dressings. Crackers labeled whole grain. Meal replacement shakes marketed for seniors. But when we looked closer at the ingredient labels, we saw the same words again and again: soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil. These are industrial seed oils. And when they are heated and processed at high temperatures, they become unstable. Inside your body, unstable oils oxidize. Oxidation creates inflammation. Inflammation makes blood vessels sticky. Now imagine your tiny nerve vessels, those delicate vasa nervorum, like smooth water slides at a park. Blood should glide through effortlessly. But oxidized oils act like syrup poured over the slide. Red blood cells begin sticking together. Flow slows down. In small vessels, especially in your toes, even slight thickening can create a traffic jam. And when circulation slows in those microvessels, oxygen delivery drops immediately. That is when the numbness begins. But there's a second layer to this problem. It's something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. I call them internal rust. They form when sugars combine with damaged fats at high heat. Think fried foods, packaged snacks, baked goods with long shelf lives. When you eat them regularly, they don't just pass through your body. They accumulate. Inside blood vessels, AGEs stiffen the lining. They make vessels less flexible, less responsive, less able to widen when oxygen is needed. It's like rust building up inside an old pipe. Over time, the opening narrows. The flow weakens. Eventually only a trickle gets through. And remember, the vessels feeding your nerves are the smallest in your body. They are the first to suffer. This is why many adults say, "My feet are freezing, but the rest of me feels warm." The main highways of circulation might be fine, but the side streets, the tiny back roads to your nerves, are blocked. The most frustrating part? Many of these oils are still marketed as healthy. But if we want your nerves to wake up, we must stop pouring glue into your circulation. Step 1 is awareness. I want you, after this video, to check your pantry. Look at your cooking oils. Look at your spreads. Look at your dressings. If you see industrial seed oils listed first, that's your vascular villain. Removing them is not extreme. It's strategic. Because before we rebuild circulation, we must stop damaging it. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly what to replace them with, and how to biologically switch your blood vessels back into flow mode. Now that we've removed the vascular villain, we can finally talk about something powerful. We are going to turn circulation back on. Inside your body, there is a natural gas that acts like a master key for your blood vessels. It's called nitric oxide. When nitric oxide is released, your blood vessels relax and widen. The tiny muscles wrapped around them loosen. The opening expands. More space means more flow. When you were younger, your body produced nitric oxide easily. But after age 50, production naturally declines. After 60, many people operate with half the nitric oxide they once had. That means vessels stay tighter. Blood moves slower. Oxygen delivery drops. This is especially damaging to the smallest vessels, the ones feeding your nerves. So here's the good news. You can stimulate nitric oxide production with specific foods. Not pills. Not prescriptions. Foods. Dark leafy greens like arugula, spinach, and romaine contain natural nitrates. When you chew them, bacteria in your mouth convert those nitrates into nitric oxide. Yes, it starts in your mouth. That's why antibacterial mouthwash used constantly can actually reduce nitric oxide production. It wipes out the helpful bacteria needed for the conversion. Beets are another powerful nitric oxide activator. They support vasodilation, meaning they help vessels open wider. Celery and Swiss chard also contribute. When you eat these foods consistently, something remarkable happens. Within a few hours, blood vessel flexibility improves. Microcirculation increases. In some research observations, measurable limb blood flow improves the same day. But here's what matters most for you. When vessels widen, oxygen finally reaches the starving nerves. And when oxygen returns, irritation decreases. Many adults report that nighttime burning becomes quieter within weeks of consistently improving nitric oxide intake. Not because the nerves were numbed, but because they were fed. Now, I want to be clear. This is not about eating one salad and expecting magic. This is about daily signaling. Think of nitric oxide foods as flipping the open sign on your blood vessels every single day. Consistency creates cumulative improvement. And remember, we are not just improving large artery flow. We are targeting the microvessels. The tiny back roads. The forgotten pathways that feed your toes. But opening vessels is only part of the solution. Once blood arrives, we must repair the nerve cells themselves. Because oxygen restores power, but damaged nerve membranes still need rebuilding. And that is exactly what I'll explain next. Now that we've opened the blood vessels with nitric oxide support, we move to the next critical step. Repair. Because here's something many people don't realize, even if oxygen returns to your nerves, damaged nerve cells cannot function properly without rebuilding their internal structure. Think of it like restoring electricity to a house after a storm. Power might be flowing again, but if the wiring inside the walls is frayed, lights will still flicker. Your nerves are wrapped in a protective fatty coating called the myelin sheath. Inside that sheath is the nerve fiber itself, the axon, which transmits signals. When circulation has been poor for years, oxidative stress damages both the sheath and the inner machinery of the nerve cell. So once blood flow improves, we must send in the repair crew. There are two nutrients I focus on consistently in circulation-based neuropathy recovery. The first is alpha-lipoic acid. Alpha-lipoic acid acts like an internal rust remover. Remember those advanced glycation end products we discussed? The internal rust inside vessels and cells? Alpha-lipoic acid helps neutralize oxidative stress. It reduces inflammation inside nerve tissue and supports mitochondrial function. That's the tiny energy factory inside every cell. If mitochondria are weak, nerves cannot generate stable electrical signals. By supporting mitochondria, we help nerves regain stable firing patterns instead of chaotic pain signals. The second nutrient is a special form of vitamin B1 called benfotiamine. Now this is important. Regular vitamin B1 is water-soluble. That means much of it passes through the body quickly. Absorption into nerve tissue can be limited. Benfotiamine is different. It is fat-soluble. That means it can cross the fatty outer layer of nerve cells more efficiently. It penetrates deeper into nerve tissue and supports cellular repair from the inside. It also helps reduce glycation damage, the same process that creates internal rust. When alpha-lipoic acid and benfotiamine are used strategically alongside improved blood flow, we are doing two things at once. Restoring oxygen delivery. Repairing the nerve structure. That combination is powerful. Because oxygen alone feeds the nerve, but structural repair stabilizes it. This is when many people begin noticing changes in sensation patterns. Less stabbing. Less electric buzzing. More consistent warmth. But there is one more piece that most people overlook completely. And it doesn't involve what you eat. It involves when you eat. Because your body has a built-in cleaning system that only activates under specific conditions. And if you never allow that system to turn on, vascular repair slows dramatically. That's what we'll cover next. Now we're going to talk about something that may surprise you. It's not a supplement. It's not a medication. It's not even a specific food. It's timing. Your body has a built-in repair system. But it only activates when digestion turns off. If you are eating from early morning until late at night, small snacks here, a cracker there, something sweet before bed, your body stays in processing mode all day long. When digestion is active, repair is paused. But when you stop eating for a period of time, something powerful begins. Your body switches into maintenance mode. This process is called autophagy. Autophagy means self-cleaning. It's like a night crew that comes in after the factory shuts down. It removes damaged parts, clears debris, and restores internal systems. Inside your blood vessels, autophagy helps clear inflammatory buildup. Inside your cells, it removes dysfunctional mitochondria. Inside your nerve tissue, it reduces cellular stress. But it only turns on when insulin levels drop. And insulin only drops when you stop eating. That's why I recommend what I call a circulation cleaning window. 12 to 14 hours without food overnight. For example, if you finish dinner at 6:30 p.m., you wouldn't eat again until around 8:30 or 9 o'clock the next morning. Water is fine. Herbal tea is fine. But no calories. This gives your body enough time to lower insulin and activate cellular cleanup pathways. And here's why this matters for your nerves. Remember those tiny vessels feeding them? Over years, inflammation builds up. Waste accumulates. Oxidative damage thickens vessel walls. Autophagy helps reverse that process. It's like sending a street sweeper through narrow alleyways that haven't been cleaned in years. Now, I want to be clear. This is not extreme fasting. It's not skipping meals during the day. It's simply consolidating your eating into a shorter window. Most people already fast 8 hours while sleeping. We're simply extending that repair window slightly to give your body time to do what it was designed to do. When combined with nitric oxide foods and nerve repair nutrients, this creates synergy. Blood flow improves. Cellular cleanup activates. Structural repair accelerates. This is when many adults begin noticing that nighttime pain decreases more consistently. Feet feel warmer during the day. Balance improves subtly. Because now we're not just feeding the nerves. We're restoring the environment around them. But I know what many of you are thinking. Dr. Serrati? I'm 70. I've had this for years. Is it too late? That's exactly what we'll address next. Now let's address the question that sits quietly in the back of so many minds. Dr. Christina? I'm 68. Or 74. Or 82. I've had this burning for 10 years. Isn't the damage permanent? I want you to hear me clearly. Age does not turn off your body's ability to adapt. As long as you are alive, your body is trying to repair itself. One of the most exciting areas of vascular research in recent years is something called angiogenesis. It sounds complicated, but it simply means this: building new blood vessels. Even in your 70s and 80s, your body retains the ability to grow tiny new microvessels when properly stimulated. Think of it like this. If the main highway into a city becomes congested, engineers build side streets, new routes, alternate pathways. Your body can do the same. When you improve nitric oxide signaling, reduce inflammation, and support cellular repair, you create the conditions for new microcirculation to form. That means new oxygen pathways to your nerves. This is not overnight magic. But it is biologically possible. Now let's talk about realistic timelines, because hope must be grounded in patience. I typically describe recovery in 3 phases. Phase 1, the quieting phase, weeks 1 to 2, you remove inflammatory oils. You introduce nitric oxide foods. You begin a 12-hour cleaning window. Many people notice that nighttime burning becomes slightly less intense. Electric shock sensations may soften. This happens because inflammatory irritation is decreasing. Phase 2, the warming phase, weeks 3 to 6, this is when circulation begins improving more noticeably. Feet may feel warmer. Some people report less need for heavy socks at night. Warmth is a powerful sign, it means blood is finally reaching the skin and nerve endings. Phase 3, the sensation phase, 3 months and beyond, nerves regenerate slowly, approximately 1 mm per day under ideal conditions. By 3 months, structural repair support, like benfotiamine and alpha-lipoic acid, has had time to strengthen nerve membranes. Balance may improve. The walking on glass sensation may dull. Numb areas may begin to feel pressure more clearly. Now, I must be honest. If nerve fibers have been completely destroyed for decades, full reversal may not be possible. But in the vast majority of adults I observe, nerves are not absent. They are underpowered. And underpowered nerves can improve when circulation improves. You are not an old car headed for the junkyard. You are a system waiting for proper fuel flow. Your body has not given up on you. It is waiting for the right signals. And in the final part, I want to talk about how to work with your doctor, not against them, so you can approach this intelligently and safely. Before we close today, I need to talk to you about something very important. Your doctor is not your enemy. But you are not powerless either. Many adults feel intimidated in medical appointments. The visit feels rushed. There's limited time. You're handed a prescription, may be told to monitor symptoms, and that's the end of it. But neuropathy, especially circulation-based neuropathy, deserves deeper conversation. Here is the most important rule: never stop prescribed medication without speaking to your doctor first. Even if symptoms begin improving, your treatment plan must be supervised. Medications for blood pressure, blood sugar, or nerve pain may need adjustment over time, and that should always be done safely. Now, instead of walking into your appointment feeling uncertain, I want you to walk in informed. You can say something like, "I've been learning about microvascular circulation and how it affects peripheral nerves. I want to focus on improving small vessel blood flow. What are your thoughts?" When you use the phrase microvascular health, your doctor understands you're talking about the tiny vessels, the ones we discussed feeding the nerves. You can ask about vitamin B1 levels, whether benfotiamine is appropriate, alpha-lipoic acid safety, circulation support strategies, nitric oxide, and vascular function. This isn't challenging your doctor. It's partnering with them. Most physicians appreciate patients who are engaged and proactive. Medicine works best when it is collaborative. Think of your doctor as a skilled mechanic. But you are the owner of the vehicle. You decide how seriously maintenance is taken. You decide whether lifestyle adjustments are part of the repair process. You decide whether to just quiet warning lights or fix the engine. And today, you learned something powerful: your nerves are not simply dead. They may be undernourished, underoxygenated, undersupported. That is very different. You now understand how tiny vessels feed nerves, how industrial oils can impair circulation, how nitric oxide opens blood flow, how specific nutrients support nerve repair, how a cleaning window activates cellular maintenance, how angiogenesis allows new microvessels to form. This is not about false promises. It's about restoring biological conditions. Better flow, less inflammation, more oxygen. And when oxygen returns, nerves behave differently. Tonight, I want you to take one small action. Go into your kitchen. Check your cooking oils and dressings. If you see soybean, corn, or cottonseed oil, set them aside. That one change begins the shift. You are not helpless. You are informed. And when you choose flow over fear, your body responds. I'm Dr. Christina Serrati, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's keep that blood moving.